dive in.
So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the terror's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place.
In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Moon of infinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hello everyone and welcome in. I hope you guys are having a good day. I know that I'm on a little bit earlier than usual. I might be on later tonight depending on how this live goes, but if we stay pretty busy, this might be the only one. So my recommendation is to get your free questions in ASAP because there might not be another opportunity today for that to happen. Thank you all for liking the live. If you're new here, just make sure that if you're dropping a yes/no question in the chat, you're also liking the live stream. We do love hearts in the chat, but the likes on the actual video itself helps push me out, helps me reach new people. So that is the energy exchange I ask for free readings. If you are new here, the questions for free are yes/no format. If you're looking to donate or you want a paid reading, etc., all of my prices are in the description. If you're returning, hello and welcome in. Hey SB, how are you? Also, sorry guys, I'm still recovering from a sickness, but I'm doing a lot better. So you might hear my voice going in and out. You might hear me coughing. Don't worry about me. I'm okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get this started. Hello, and welcome in. If you are new here, you will have a subscriber-only mode option, which as soon as you hit subscribe, you have to wait 5 minutes to talk in the chat. So just make sure that you're subscribing as soon as possible. Once 15 minutes is up, we will be moving on to donations. As of right now, I don't have any pre-orders. I kind of went live a little last minute, so no pre-orders came in, which means that donations are completely open, and at this time, there's no wait for those, which will get started, like I said, after the 15 minutes. Keep dropping your yes/no questions in the chat. It's one per person. Make sure that you're liking the live stream. Thank you, Sophie. Yeah, I feel like I'm like 95% better. I really do. I'm waking up every day feeling better than the day before. So I just got a little bit left to get over, and then I think I'll be fine. All right, so we got Sophie, Teet, Dell, the Gemini, Little Light, Margaret, Svetlana. Remember, if you dropped a yes, no question, please like the live stream. All right, let's get started. All right, Sophie. I'm assuming that you're asking a committed relationship with you. Dan will be in a committed relationship in the future. If that's you or not, I have the Chariot and the Page of Cups. So I'm leaning towards a yes for it being you that he chooses to be in that commitment with. Teat. Teat. Any trouble with a card coming out? Is this a yes or a no, please? All right. We have a yes. Ace of Pentacles. Dell. Dell, I have a no at this time. I have the Four of Swords. Maybe it's too soon to say. I'm not sure. You're welcome, Sophie. Make sure that if you are dropping a yes, no question in the chat, you are liking the live. As I mentioned before, hearts in the chat are great, but to actually help me push myself out, reach new people, help the algorithm, the liking on the actual video itself is what I'm asking in exchange. Dell, you're welcome. This is for the Gemini. Gemini, I have the Eight of Pentacles. That's a yes for me. Little Light, I have the Knight of Swords. That's a no. Margaret. Margaret, I have a no. 10 of Wands. Remember, guys, if you're getting answers you don't like, and they don't have to do with other people, even if they do have to do with other people, but if they have to do with you specifically, if you don't like the answer you're getting, it just means that you might have to adjust your course, do something different, make a different plan, prepare better, plan better, because you can utilize your free will to influence the outcome and change it. So as I tell people, tarot readings are like interim reports, or like report cards. Basically, they're check-ins to let you know where you're at right now. So if you like what you're hearing, keep doing what you're doing. If you're not a fan of the answer, It doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. It just might mean adjustments are required. So just keep that in mind. This is for Svetlana. I have a yes for Svetlana, Ace of Swords. Space Cowboy, hey there, I haven't seen you in a while. Let's see, Space Cowboy. Space Cowboy, I'm getting a no for the Six of Swords in the world. It might come, the year might come to an end before you're seeing any progress here in this relationship. So I'm going to say no for this right now. SB. SB, I'm getting a no. I have the Eight of Swords. Is your boss a masculine energy, like a male? I'm getting a no. But what I will say is the moon and the Eight of Swords that I have here, it can speak to like pulling the wool over someone's eyes or trying to kind of like, it's like a restriction and like hidden things, secrets, things like that. So I feel almost like if your boss did do something like this, it wasn't overt. It wasn't like this outright display of disapproval. It might be kind of something that they're like planting seeds and doing this in like a sneaky way rather than actually like calling someone in to have a conversation. So the answer to your question is no. However, I think you should still be aware that there could be like things that this person is doing that could potentially make you look bad, but they're just not outright. Maybe they don't want it traced back to them. Maybe they want to be like, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. But like, maybe there's something going on behind the scenes. Do you get what I'm saying? She's a masculine. Okay. Yeah, because I'm getting that here with like a King of Pentacles. So she's maybe like in her masculine energy. Yeah, you're welcome, SB. All right, let's see. Where are we on time? Okay, we've got 1 minute left of the free list. Everyone that's thanking me in the chat, you're very welcome. SB, I got your donation as well. After the free list, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, and then I'll be back to do your questions, okay? All right, Marissa. Crystal, yes, you're good. I'll answer your question. Yep, you're fine. You'll be next, okay? You're welcome. All right, so Marissa, I'm getting that this is going to be a challenge. I have the 10 of Wands, which is like a burden. something that's been like grueling or something that's been going on for a while. But this card signifies like something coming to an end and like you being able to kind of put this behind you. The first card out was the Queen of Pentacles, and that's like that mother energy, like that, like the power that you have with your connection with your child. And that is a yes card for me. So I'm going to say is that with this reading, with the cards that came through, I feel like this is a yes for you. And I feel like the hardships are going to start to be put behind you. If I'm wrong about the timing, it may be that it's just going to take a little bit longer, but I still think that the result is that you're bringing your son home. So, yeah, I'm just going to say yes. I'm going to hope for the best for you today and that you're able to make this happen. Okay. And then the last person on the list here for free is going to be Crystal. And then we're moving on to donations. You're welcome, Marissa. I'm getting a no, Crystal. I have the Six of Swords and the Moon. All right, friends, that is it for the free list for today. We are going to move on to donations here. You're welcome, everyone. You're very welcome. When I get back, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. When I get back, we're going to get started with SB. Donations are open. And after SB, there's no wait currently. So if you guys are interested in doing paid readings today, everything that I'm offering is in the chat. I'm sorry, in the description of this video. If there's anything in particular you're looking for that you're curious if I offer or not, just let me know. I will be right back, everyone. All right, friends, I am back. All right, let me read SB's questions real quick. Oh, SB, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Something's going around. I don't know if everyone has the same thing or not, but I just can't believe it's like already happening. I thought we'd at least be able to get to November before everyone started getting sick. Okay. So all of your questions seem to be career related. So I'm going to go in order. Oh, that's right. Okay, got you. So medical, called out for medical reasons, but you're not like, okay, I got you. No, I knew that happened. I just thought on top of all of that, you were sick. And I was like, that is so miserable. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go in order per usual of like the way that you listed your questions out. Try not to give away too much information. So we're going to start with your BOGO one, okay? All right. What is her deal? Oh, shit. She's trying to block your, like she's trying to become an obstacle for you. I have the death card here, and it's like she's blocking your blessings. She's trying to come in. There could be like a little bit of feeling of like being threatened. I know when there's people that are above you, sometimes they don't like when people get promoted to like their level or higher because it makes them feel inferior for some way. But basically what I'm seeing is like she's standing in front of you, blocking those like doors from opening up. The death card talks about transitions and transformations, and I see here almost like the Grim Reaper, like trying to block you from being able to enter those new doors of possibility. So she doesn't want to see you succeed. She doesn't want to see you be promoted. Because what this means is that you either promote to her level, even if it's like a lot, like in a like a lateral equivalent to her, or if it's like higher than her, she feels inferior about that. Like she likes the idea of being at the top. She wants to be the one that gets promoted. So I almost feel like she's trying to stop you from getting to that point. What's her deal with SB? Is she jealous? There's some jealousy here. So SB, she's seeing the way that you're moving through the company, and she feels like you're having an easier time than maybe what she was handed. Maybe she feels like you're getting things too easy, because I have the 9 of Cups, and this talks about like wish fulfillment and you getting what you want. And maybe she's had to kind of climb her way to the top, and she feels like things are just being handed to you. So there could be some jealousy in that regard. Now, you don't attract you don't attract what you want. You attract who you are, okay? And you and her are having completely different experiences because you're experiencing your nervous system and she's experiencing her nervous system. And with you in particular, things might be perceived to becoming easier to you because you're more unlocked, you're more available for blessings. Whereas for her reality is that you have to work really, really hard to get good things. Now, what she's not seeing is that this you have a come up and you're able to level up, but it doesn't mean that you haven't gone through hard things yourself. But from her perspective, how she's perceiving you is that things come easily to you. And so she doesn't like that. Like, she almost feels in competition with you. She doesn't want to celebrate you. It's something about inferiority and kind of jealousy. Um, she cried when you got an award. What the hell is wrong with her? She's really negative. So if she could just take you as is, here's the thing. When we're jealous of people or like people bother us, get under our skin, it's because they're doing something that we are avoiding within ourselves. So instead of being inspired by you, she's envious of it. And where it would be helpful and beneficial to her to just take inspiration from you and like be a person that's like you, she's like, that's not fair. All about the justice, right? She's like, that's not fair that things are coming so easily to her. And like I said, to you, you're probably thinking, it doesn't come easy to me. I work really hard. But her perspective is that it's handed to you and it's not fair. I feel like she likes to be the one that's like getting the attention and getting the awards and the accolades and all of those things. And so you trigger her. She feels like you should have to like go through more of a challenge to get to where you are. And like, if we're jealous of people, it's because they have something, a quality something that we want or that we desire to have, and it's something we're avoiding within ourselves. But a healed person would say, oh my God, I'm so happy for them. That's so cool. Their blessings are coming now, but maybe my blessings will come later. And maybe for now I can take a page out of their book and just choose to be inspired by that person. That's what a healed person would say. A healed person's rooting for other people, even if they're farther along in life or they have something in life that person desires. They can just say, you know what, my time is coming. I'm happy for them now, and it is what it is. But for her, she doesn't think that way. She thinks more in the pessimistic mind frame, and she would rather put all of her energy into stopping you from achieving higher success when she could just be in her own lane, focusing on herself, potentially catch up to where you are or surpass where you are right now. But she's choosing to put her energy into trying to take you down. So there's like a lot, like it's kind of like layered as to why she is the way she is, but these are like the themes that are coming through for her. Yeah, I get that. I don't get why she's acting the way she is, but I understand like feeling that inferiority. But it's the way she's handling it that's shaping her reality. So I feel like I just want you to know, like, whatever's meant for you is going to be meant for you, no matter what someone tries to do. It's going to reflect poorly on them. It's going to show people their true colors. So, for example, if she is trying to do things to stop you from getting what you want, like let's just say this promotion is divinely blessed and that there's nothing that can stop it, okay? However, she is trying to. She can't fight with spirit. She can't fight with a spiritual team. She can't fight with God. She can't fight, against that. But if she's going around planting seeds, trying to make you look bad in any way, it's probably just going to reflect poorly back on her, because what they're going to say is, no, SB is divinely blessed for this position, and all this person's doing is now showing their true colors. So she just has to be careful, because you're spiritually protected, and she could potentially ruin anything she has going on. Anything that she says that's negative against you, or any seeds that she starts planting, if it comes back to her, they can maybe see her unfit to even be in the position that she's at right now, and she could get demoted. So she just has to be careful, but really that's not anything you really have to concern yourself with. I'm just sorry that you're dealing with that. I'm so sorry. I hate that she's doing that to you. All right, so for BOGO 2, this is the position that you mentioned to me before, right? And then for your mini reading, is that a separate thing with a separate company? Okay, so as I was shuffling, I had the 9 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. In terms of this BOGO 2 question that first came out, and it was just kind of showing me your questioning, your boredom for the position that you're in right now. You really have been put through a lot to get you to this point. And sometimes that can indicate that you're facing a lot of challenges, and as you mentioned, that there might be some kind of sabotage that's happening. But when I asked if this is something you're going to end up getting or being offered, I did get a yes. I got the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Cups. The King of Wands is also here. And what this tells me is new beginning, new inspiration, new excitement for your career. And it overall working out for you. Aces are always going to be yes to me, because it talks about a new beginning and a new path. He said, I'm hesitant taking it now due to all this drama with the company. I get that. It makes sense. The King of Wands is also a leadership position. So it's kind of confirming, I feel, the supervisor position that you mentioned, because King of Wands is an energy of authority, leadership, kind of rising up through the ranks, etc. And Kathy's who's important right now for you to be in good graces with and have a good rapport with. I have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands depicts a person who is walking down a new path. they're carrying little to no baggage. So that indicates that maybe you're taking some like lessons and experience into this new position, into this new career opportunity, but you're leaving most of it behind. You're here for like a new opportunity, wanting to have a fresh start. And the Page of Wands indicates that there's a lot of room for growth, improvement, evolvement, learning, experience, all of that stuff that you still can go through. Three of Wands is here, so that talks about like expansion, and it's also the planning stage, or more so the preparation stage of like life. So the Two of Wands is like planning. The Two of Wands is like throwing ideas out there, whereas the Three of Wands, which is what I pulled for you, is more like the planning aspect of it. So this makes me feel like things are in motion. Things are like about to happen for you. Yes, you can change the next question. Absolutely. I also pulled the Ace of Pentacles, and this talks about an offer being presented to you, and the Temperance card, which talks about feeling like things are starting to become into balance. I do see here with this Temperance card in particular, even with the offer of this position, you're still going to be wary a little bit, because this person's like balanced. They're doing like a yoga pose. They're calm, but they have one eye open still. So it makes me feel like you might be still looking over your shoulder, still feeling things out, trying to like make sure this is the right choice or the best opportunity for you. Maybe your experience has been so unfortunate with the current position that you're in that you feel like you have to constantly watch your back and wonder if like people are out to get you. Maybe this experience has been a little triggering for you as well. But I think once you settle into the new role, you'll start feeling that less and less. Hi, Shannon. Welcome in. My free list is closed for the day. Feel free to donate. All right. So your mini change to, will you be happy in this position? Okay, let me shuffle for you real quick. Okay, so SP, I had a mini from your original donation, and you want that to be, will you be happy in the position? And then instead of the additional mini reading that you donated for being, what does Kathy think of you? You want it to be, will your boss Chelsea get her karma? Okay, got it. Perfect. Will she be happy with this position? Will she be happy with this position? Oh, I'm still getting that feeling like you're watching your back a lot. I do see with the justice card here that you will get your justice, that you'll feel like this is a more suitable and more fair position for you. You're not going every single day like dreading your job or anything. But again, there's that like looking over your shoulder, that blindfold, half on, half off, where you're kind of keeping an eye open at all times. Like I said, I think it's a more suitable match for you, but I don't know if you're 100% happy. I think that you think that things get easier in this position in terms of like maybe the drama, but the Six of Swords kind of makes me feel like this might not be your final resting place as far as a career goes. I almost feel like you need to get out of this company at some point, probably. Yeah, if you guys are dropping for yes, no, the free list is done, friends. I've been here almost an hour, so the free list was over a while ago. But feel free to donate if you're interested in getting your question answered. Hey, Techie, welcome in. SP says, I think once I officially leave the hospital and get my experience, I'm not looking back. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I would say like I'm kind of sensing that for you. That this is not like the final place that you're going to stay at. What I will say is this position is better for you. I think you like it better. I think you're happier here. But at the same time, SB, what I can say is in addition to that, anything's better than where you are right now. So, you know, I don't think it's going to be, the bar is so low, I really don't think it's going to be that much harder to like something better. But I think that it's going to give you that experience you need to be able to leverage yourself in the future with another application. So let's just say this position, you take it and you do it for 6 months to a year, and you're like, you know what? I got what I needed from this. I'm going to go ahead and apply to a new job. Then you can add that to your resume, and you might be able to leverage an even better position for you somewhere else in the future because you took this role. So I think it's better for you either way. And it's a way for you to kind of get some kind of promotion within a company that you're familiar with. Not completely leave your comfort zone because you're so used to working here at this company, but at the same time doing something that will help benefit you in the future. Yeah, 1 year max. That makes sense. I think it's going to help build your confidence. And the main word I'm hearing from Spirit is leverage, like allowing you to set yourself up for a better opportunity in the future somewhere else. Techie, where did you send your donation from? Was it PayPal? So SB, that's kind of the message that I'm getting for you there. Let's take a look at your next question. All right, Techie, I'm still waiting for the notification to come through. Give me just a second, and I'll confirm that I got it in just a minute. Let me finish up with SB's reading. And I won't read your question out loud. I'll keep that confidential for you. All right, let's see. All right, will she get her karma? Please show me a yes or no. You're welcome, SB. Will people at her job see her for who she really is? People at her job see her for who she is. Okay, SB. So I'm getting a mix. I think people are slowly figuring her out because what's happening is that she may be reserving her discrimination for certain people, i.e., you. But once you're out of her reach, basically, so to speak, I feel like she's just gonna be able to convert that energy onto someone else. So long as anybody's getting ahead and getting their come up, this person's going to be threatened by that. So maybe you're her target right now, but eventually she's going to move on to someone else. So what I'm getting is that there are certain people that are seeing it. It is coming through with, at this job. But the problem is that I don't think it's going to be her downfall. I think she's really put herself in a good position at this job to really be almost like untouchable. I asked how come HR is not noticing, and I got the King of Cups. That's telling me that she has set herself up for success here. She wears many hats. She has many different faces, and there's a duality here of what she chooses to show certain people. So maybe with the higher up, with the HR, things like that, she's going to put herself in a good position where they're not seeing it. The other thing to keep in mind is that HR is not here to protect you, the employee. HR is here to protect the company. That's why a lot of people are having a hard time with conflict resolution within a job and feeling like their HR department isn't doing anything, because the HR is an internal hire. It's not an external hire. If you're working for a company where the HR is outsourced, that might be a better situation, but even still, they're being paid by your company. It's almost, if you can think of it like it's your company's lawyer, okay? So HR is here to try to rectify the situation, make sure it doesn't escalate outside of the company itself, basically pacify you, try to make you feel like you're being heard, but maybe nothing's actually being done. So HR wants to pull the wool over their eyes, most likely. They're not going to, their conflict resolution, they're not going to sit here and say, oh, that's a problem, what she's doing, unless someone's coming to them. And then even then, it's just to kind of put a Band-Aid over the situation. So the way that Chelsea's coming across is she's really, again, I'm going to use that word leverage. She's leveraged herself to look really good to the higher ups. Okay. So I think the only people that are really noticing the things that she's doing are the people that are at her level or lower. And I don't think it's everyone. And I don't necessarily think it's something that's going to threaten her job even. I do think that people are seeing her for who she is. I do think that people are figuring it out, but it's almost like I don't want to be bothered with it. So it would require a lot of people to come forward and to complain. One person here and there, it's not going to really do much. She's really sitting pretty, unfortunately. And I think with her, it's she would rather push people out and make people want to leave then feel like anything is actually being done and she's being handled. She would really have to do something like very, as I mentioned, overt, and she's not that kind of person. She's a person that's going to plant little seeds here and there, and oh, there's no paper trail, like nothing can come back to me because I didn't do anything, I didn't say anything. But she might imply certain things, let other people come to conclusions about it, and then that kind of takes on, and then she can say, oh, well, I didn't say that, you know. So I feel like she's pretty calculated. So hopefully that answers your question. I don't think this is going to come back on her. She would have to do something very, very out of pocket and very much like against the code of ethics at your job for anything to happen. Yeah, so that's like the one thing I will say is she'll get it outside of the career. I don't think it's going to happen within your workplace, but I think it's going to happen outside of this. Yes, I got the 8 of Wands. So she thinks that she's sitting pretty. She thinks that she's got it under control. She thinks that she's untouchable, but the problem is she doesn't see that the storm is right behind her. So it's coming for her. Karma is coming for her. I just don't think it's going to happen necessarily within the company. Because like I said, she would have to do something very, very wrong. But it will hit her in other ways. And it could still hit her in a financial way as well. Because a lot of times you get your karma through the means in which that you have like created bad karma for yourself. So maybe she'll keep her job, but maybe she'll be hit with like some kind of bill, right? Another cool thing about astrology I wanted to tell you, SB, is that you can find out where someone's karma is going to, like where your karma is. So like, for example, I think I'm trying to remember if it's the 10th house placements. I think it's Saturn. If you see where Saturn is in your chart, I have to double check this, but it's like if you see where Saturn is in your chart, if people screw you over, you can see where they're going to get their karma. So for example, my Saturn is in my 10th house of public image and career, and people who screw me over according to astrology, their public image gets ruined. Like their reputation and their career, there's karma in that area. So if you see where Saturn is in your chart, you can see where people are going to get their karma. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's Saturn.
What?
So if your Saturn's in your first, let me double check it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so Saturn is known as the Lord of Karma. It represents discipline, responsibility. It's how other people receive their karma for screwing you over, basically. And if people wrong you, that's where their cosmic justice is going to be. So if it's in the first house, she's going to fall apart. She's going to have issues with her personal image. So Saturn is in the first house for her. She might start getting acne. She might start gaining weight. It's basically her personal appearance. She might have like a identity crisis, you know, anything that has to do with like the first house, that's how it's going to come for her. So just a little bit on that for you in case you were curious. Yeah. Because Saturn governs like what goes around comes around, you know, justice and consequences and things like that. Oh, wait. Sorry. Techie said Saturn's in the first. So, Techie, if people wrong you, they'll have an issue with their own personal image and identity. Sorry. I thought that was SB that typed that. SB, if you find out where your Saturn is, I can tell you what their karma will be. You said with your father's passing, she was callous. She goes to church, girl. You know, I will let God handle everything. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. All right, let me see if your donation came through Techie on my PayPal app, because I'm not getting a notification for some reason. Your Saturn is in your first house in Aries, but you're an Aquarius rising? Is that according to whole sign? Because your first house rules your rising sign. So if your Saturn is in Aries, then Aries would be your rising sign. Do you go by whole sign? Okay, so you're not doing whole sign. You probably just do the chart itself. Got you. So for the 11th house, SB, this person's karma is going to have to do with their friendships and social circles and community. So their karma is probably going to be the people that fall away from their life. They're going to lose friends. They're going to lose social standing. Likely people will just see, who she is over time, and she's going to start losing that feeling of community as well. It has to do with like networking and like coming together with other people. And so her karma might end up making her feel very alone. Yeah, so that's where her karma would probably be. You're welcome, SB. All right, Techie. So I did get your donation. It came through, but I just didn't get a notification for it. So I see your question here. Oh my God. You know how many people, this is like the third reading that I've had in the last 24 hours, including SB, where people are talking about the people that they work for having issues with them. This is such a weird collective issue that people are coming to me with these last few days. It's actually kind of crazy. SB, I hope you have a good rest of your night. That's wild. It actually hurt your feelings because you thought you could trust her. You didn't know she was talking about you like that to others. That's weird because I think that I had said it didn't feel personal. So I'm wondering what happened here. Okay, let me shuffle. Let me see what I can get. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened to you. Did she just like try to pretend like she did that didn't happen? Did she own up to it? Like, I mean, how embarrassing for her and hurtful for you. That's wild. I just feel like her taking it out on you is just like her being catty. Because like I said, I feel like for whatever reason I didn't feel like it was personal. I almost feel like you caught her in a moment of just being really fucking catty and petty and like just shit talking. Like, I will say she's gonna think she's gonna think twice about doing something like this again. Here's the thing, Techie. I do feel like she has taken up issues with you, but I think that the environment, the culture of where you work fosters people wanting to just talk shit. So drama breeds drama, misery breeds misery, commiseration, etc., etc. And I feel like the people that you work with are kind of feeding off of each other, and I don't feel like I don't know, this like mean girl stuff. Like, I almost feel like these people individually probably wouldn't do things like this, but because they're surrounding themselves with like a bunch of people who are like petty and catty, and like I think it's almost like creating this very toxic environment because they're kind of like feeding off of each other. And I feel like they're like wanting to express like their feelings of frustration, and I feel like you caught her. And granted, she could have snake like tendencies, and she does need to take responsibility for what it is that she did. And if she's going to partake in this kind of conversation, and she needs to own up to it and hold herself accountable for it. But what I am saying is, I feel like you almost caught her in a moment of just going very, very low. Maybe she was frustrated with you in the moment. She was feeling some type of way, and she was just kind of like venting and taking it out on you. But maybe it really had nothing to do with you at all. It just was like her frustration about that particular thing in the moment. And I remember like working at a doctor's office, and like when I worked in many different environments. I worked in like a front desk situation, I worked in a clinical position, and I worked in the communications department. And I will say, when I worked by myself as a clinical assistant, it was just me and my doctor. I mean, I was out of the loop on the drama. I kept to myself, kept my head down, did my work, and went home. But then going into the communications department, I realized how toxic that environment could be. Everyone was complaining, everyone was talking shit to other people about other people. There was a lot of drama. And it was like, I'm not a low vibrational person, but being in that environment was making me act out of character. And I almost feel like that's what's going on here, is that maybe that's who she is, but I think it's like heightened in your work environment is what I'm tapping into. So while what she had said may have been very targeted and personal, I don't necessarily feel like her feelings for you are attacking you personally. Like, I don't, yeah, I would say I still don't feel like it's personal. I feel, and I'm not going to say it's out of character for her, because I don't know the type of person that she is. But what I'm saying is, you caught her in a bad moment, and I truly don't think that she hates you. Like, I don't think she hates you or has like all of these issues with you and like doesn't want you to work there and that kind of thing, especially because she came back and said you're doing a great job and stuff like that. I think that she's very much embarrassed about the fact that she did that in that moment. I feel like she like regrets it. Um didn't you say, you said, I what was mentioned? Didn't you get a text? Didn't you say that you got a screenshot talking about you? Didn't that have context in it or no? It was so petty. She was actually incorrect in what she was saying. That's the thing. I don't have much of a relationship with the people she's with, and based on the message, it's obvious she was talking shit about me more than once. Oh, gotcha. Okay. But you could just tell that the message was bad. Gotcha. I'm not sure as far as the context, because like the cards I pulled was more like to understand the energy of like why she did what she did. I think unfortunately you just were a target in that moment. I think that she, and honestly, Techie, I would be a little bit wary too of like the people that she was saying this stuff to as well. Like, you need to be wary about the people that are even entertaining what she's saying, because those people aren't your friends either. I didn't get a sense that, you were getting fired or anything. If things come through, like if like let's just say you ask me a question and I pull cards on that, if something comes through that it has like it's not even a question that you asked, but like I just somehow get a hit and I pick up on it, I will tell you for sure. But as far as tarot goes, when you ask a specific question, that's what I pull cards on. So these additional things you're asking, like what the context was, are you getting fired, things like that, I didn't pull cards for that. And I don't want to confuse the message by trying to answer your questions based off the cards I pulled, because Spirit is very specific. So like if you ask a specific question, that's the message that they give me. If we start piling on additional questions, that's where the message can get very confused. So if you ask me a question and I get a hit on something outside of what you asked me, I'll always make sure to tell you that. I just don't want to confuse the reading that I got by trying to tap into this energy from the cards I pulled. It has to be like really specific. Now, if you want to donate, I can pull more cards and we can try to get more information for you. But for a mini reading, I pull 5 and what we get is what we get. Yeah, you felt like it was meant to be revealed to you. You don't know who is it meant for, but a group of 10. I think that you need to be aware, and I think that you need to pay attention to who she is close with and who she would feel that it is okay to talk about you this way, because those are the people that are going to be the ones you want to look out for. So if she's close to certain people, if you see people going over to her desk and having conversations, things like that, then I think you definitely need to be paying attention and stay on high alert. Because if someone is talking about you like this and the people that are receiving this message think that it's okay to talk about you like this, those are also not going to be your friends. Those are going to be people you need to be weary about. I just kind of feel like this person that you are asking about, you might just be like an easy person to like be frustrated by. Like, you know, people who are miserable, they typically are going to find things to complain about, things to get frustrated about. You know, and what happened is very unprofessional. And if this person is, let me see, you had said, I think you had said that this person was like a higher authority than you, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I think that it's also something that you may want to look into in terms of trying to see if there's, I don't know, I would just keep a log is what I would do. I don't know if going to HR, going over her head is going to really matter right now, but I just feel like that was extremely unprofessional what happened, and I feel like if it's making you feel uncomfortable and she's in a position of authority over you, it's something that you're definitely going to want to stay on top of. So it looks like I got another donation from you for an in-depth reading. Are you ready for me to get started on that one for you? Yeah, definitely. Just keep your eyes and ears open. And I would also like kind of do some recon, like figure out who possibly these messages could have been sent to. And then just be, you know, aware of that. All right, let's work on your in-depth reading. Okay, I won't read it out loud.
Yeah, I am.
Because I'm starting to get sorry, I was talking to my husband. Okay. All right, I'm going to just throw this on the screen just so you have a timestamp if you want to come back. Hey, Philomena, how are you? Okay. So I think that there is continued and maybe even enhanced or stronger emotional pursuit. Okay, romantic pursuit, emotional pursuit. I'm feeling like now between the end of the year, we're exchanging messages, flirty compliments, like romantic gestures, kind of like the courtship phase because I have the Knight of Cups. So this is like where it's like all the feelings that you get when you're in like the beginnings of a romantic connection with someone. You're feeling like the butterflies, the crush, like getting to know each other, asking each other questions, really starting to like develop that bond with one another. This could also end the year with a more heartfelt move. Maybe you guys are confessing things to each other, gestures to show affection and genuine interest, maybe inviting you somewhere as well. Essentially, just like making the feelings known to each other before the end of the year. I have the Four of Wands as well. This always makes me feel like you guys are taking the next step in the connection. So where you guys are at right now, the next step would likely be like taking this offline, going on a date. As I mentioned before, it could literally be an invitation somewhere. Maybe he or you ask the other person to be, a plus one to like a baby shower, a wedding, a birthday party, something of those, like basically like attending an event together, quality time together, just deepening the bond that you guys have or that you're building. I kind of feel like this is like a happy time for you guys between now and the end of the year, where you're feeling the chemistry with one another. You're feeling almost like it's like a celebration in a sense. The Knight of Wands is here, which indicates that there might be some spontaneous stuff that happens. Like maybe he surprises you out of the blue. Maybe he's overcome with like his crush, his passion for you, his excitement for you, that he kind of does something a little bit surprising, that he takes a little bit more initiative, that catches you off guard in a good way. The energy is very adventurous and magnetic and a little bit daring, so he might be building some courage as well to make some bigger moves towards you. The Ace of Pentacles here, which indicates like a offer. So maybe he's saying, I want to give you more effort. I want to give you more of my time. It could literally be like a physical gift, something like that he gives to you to kind of plant the seed and allow the relationship to grow, where what you guys have been wanting with each other starts to become a part of your reality. So maybe talking about like what you want, what your future goals are, maybe before the end of the year, getting to a point where you're figuring out like, is this a good match for me? Do we want the same things? Are we heading towards commitment? I feel like with the Six of Swords, it kind of moves from you questioning, is this feeling reciprocated? Does this person feel the same way I do? Is it all in my head, or is this something real? Moving from that to like feeling confirmed that you're both genuinely interested in each other. Hey, lovely, I got your donation. Thank you. Let me update the list really quickly. So yeah, Techie, I'm still feeling like the trajectory is progressive. I'm still not feeling official relationship with this person before the end of the year, but it wouldn't surprise me if maybe at the beginning of next year something like that were to happen. No need to rush. I like that. Techie, is there anything else you wanted to donate for before I move on to the next person? All right, Techie. Thank you so much. I wish you like a lot of peace when it comes to your work situation. I am sorry that you're dealing with that. I think keeping your head down and just trying to like do your own thing is the best thing you can do. And I think being aware of the situation and also kind of compiling incidences, times, dates, things that happen with people, things like this. And then if this stuff continues, I know that regardless, you're going to feel uncomfortable here because you're never going to know like what people are truly saying about you. But I think that it's very unprofessional. I think at the least, this person who is supposed to be of authority, leading by example, being professional, something needs to happen if this kind of stuff continues. At this point, some honestly, I they need to be reported regardless, in my opinion. I think the only reason they were like telling you, "Oh, you're doing a great job," da da da, because like they were like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get in so much trouble." So, use your discernment. But I do hope that like the situation gets better for you. That's extremely disappointing, Techie. I can kind of relate. I had a really good friend that I had worked with, and she kind of sabotaged me to promote or to basically further her own career. She basically talked me out of a promotion and was like, "You don't want to do that." And then she went and took the position for herself. So I considered her a friend, and I mean we spent time with each other a lot outside of work. We went to do workouts together, we did spin class together, I hung out at her house. She knew, my boyfriend, I knew her husband, like, and she kind of screwed me like to basically further her own gain. And so, not that this is the same situation, but I can understand where you're coming from. I just think now now it's been revealed to you. She showed her cards, and I think you just need to take a step back. Yeah. It happens. And you can choose to be bitter about it or just put your head down and move forward. But in a professional capacity, though, I don't think you should let this go. I think you need to just kind of keep an eye on things. Yeah, and I have Saturn in the 10th. Yep. And it was her downfall. Eventually, every single person that worked under her ended up hating her. She lost a lot of friendships in that process, and that's just what happens. Her public image got ruined, and people were getting fed up with her. And I was one of the first people to leave, but then everyone started slowly following me out the door. I don't know how she's doing now. We're still friends on Facebook, but I don't communicate with her. I don't really know how things are going, and I truly just don't care. But anyways, have a good rest of your night, Techie, and we'll see you next time, okay? Saturday the 1st, you've always seen karma, people do you wrong. I don't have to do anything, exactly. That's the best part about karma, is you don't have to do a single thing. It's not the kind of thing where you got to lift a finger at all. You just keep doing you and focusing on your path and assuming that there's nothing that you have to worry about because it's going to happen. Just focus on your karma. All right. See you next time. All right. So next up I have Tina. Tina is not here right now, but she wants a channeled message and she wants me to email that to her. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. After Tina, we have an in-depth reading with Lovely. Are you guys surprised to see me on this early? Do you like me coming on at this time? Let me know in the chat.
I have one of those.
Yeah. Lovely, did you do an upgrade to a channeling? Okay. You changed the channel. Okay. That's what I was like. I think that she might have changed. So I was like, 22? What is that for? Okay, cool. You should be next, Lovely. I don't think anyone's gonna pay to jump the line today, just because I've been trying to like knock these out as fast as possible. But as long as that doesn't happen, you'll be next, okay? Hey girl. I sent it to you on Instagram. I just sent it just now, 2 minutes ago. Okay, lovely. You're welcome, Tina. Have a great day. Lovely. I'm about halfway done, okay? Just checking in.
who also made this song. What's the easiest level up engineering mod on? So you get one more like Francis from support that ends up helping. Does this count contribute?
All right, girl. I went ahead and sent it over to your direct message on Instagram. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I wrote or if there's anything you can't make out. All right, friends, we are all caught up on the donation list as of right now. My timing, my approximation of wait time, I'm actually really impressed with myself because I was dead on with that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a last call up on the screen. If anyone else wants to donate or add on to the reading, I'll leave it open for about maybe 5 more minutes and then we'll sign off if no one else comes through.
Wait for rocks to come back up, like gunner shoot. Making sure the jet doesn't come us here. Checking for IFB. We got 2 settings set for page here.
Hey, Amy. Okay, because I'm about to wrap up my live, so just get that donation sent over as soon as you can, okay? Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna make you the last person then. Amy, I'm all ready when you are. You're next and last. We have all caught up with the list, so there's no wait right now. What is Joe feeling and saying about you? Did you have another disagreement, or are you referencing the fight from a while ago? Okay, got it. Oh, well, that's nice of her. I'm actually surprised by that, I've got to admit, but that was nice of her. Okay. Yeah, I remember you saying that. So we have a lot of cards here that are kind of indicating that she's not saying much about you. I'm gonna pull like kind of like some interpretations of what she could be saying. Before the example, the Four of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the Moon indicate she's keeping a lot of things to herself, a lot of these feelings to herself. The Four of Pentacles is very like reserved, conservative. I'm holding on to like my feelings and thoughts. I'm not really sharing them, because the Four of Pentacles has to do with like keeping things and not sharing it. And the Hangman is like a pause. It's like where you're taking a break, you're kind of just putting something on the back burner, really trying to like not think about it or put energy towards it. And then the Moon is also the things we keep hidden, the things we push down, the things that are secret, the things that we feel deep in our subconscious. So like multiple cards here talking about how like she might really not be talking too much like to other people. So with the Queen of Swords, if you get brought up, or like her attitude towards the situation would probably be something like, I'm just trying to keep my distance, honestly. I'm just trying to protect myself right now in the moment. I don't think that she wishes anything bad for you, but I feel like she would say, I think right now I have to make myself a priority. Um, just as Amy needs to make herself the priority. Like, we both need to kind of focus on ourselves. I'm feeling a little bit defensive. I don't necessarily agree with everything that Amy has said, but I'm holding space to try to understand where she's coming from. I'm trying to be fair, but sometimes it's hard for me to reason with Amy, because maybe she just sees things how she sees them. And it's hard for me to try to explain to her. I've tried to set boundaries with her myself, and I feel like I'm just in a place where I have to protect myself right now. I think that she might feel okay, lovely. Let me know if you have any questions. I think that she might feel that you, how do I say this? I'm really trying to be like straightforward. She might feel that you tend to make things about yourself. Um and like when she tries to get a point, she feels from when she tries to get a point across to you, she feels like it kind of falls on deaf ears. And it's only until afterwards where you really have time to digest what she has said and reflect on it, then you come back with like a different perspective. But in the moment, she might feel that you come across a little defensive and a little bit one-sided in your perspective. Now, she is giving you credit for the fact that, like, after the fact, you do reflect on it and maybe you kind of see things from a different perspective. But she says from in the moment, you tend to like jump into things from like where you're coming from. And I think sometimes it might make her feel worn out or like exhausted in some way. Um, I feel like she's very protective of herself right now. She's saying, I have to make myself the priority. I have to look out for myself. I can't, you know, feel like I'm giving to something and not getting much back out of it. And I feel like she doesn't want to like entirely blame you either. There's some things that are difficult that she deals with you, but also I'm sure she feels like she's not completely faultless either. Maybe she feels like you guys just aren't seeing eye to eye on some things, and instead of like completely ruining anything and like saying things that you can't ever take back and just causing total damage, maybe she feels that this is the best choice right now, is to just kind of create some distance. She feels like it's complicated, and I don't think she really even knows like what her next step is going to be. I think she's really just taking this one day at a time. And I think sometimes Amy, like, it may just be really hard for her. I don't know what the fight was about. Obviously, you don't have to tell me. But I think maybe from her perspective, it's like she feels like you stay very much focused on like how you're feeling. And that's hard for her because maybe she feels like she's not getting that same reciprocation. And maybe you're coming to her like, I'm the one with the problem, so of course I'm going to talk about me. But maybe she feels like it's like hard because you're always talking about like something that's bothering you or trying to get her advice or whatever. And I feel like from her perspective, it's just hard for her because she's like, I want to be there for her, but at the same time, like, this is a lot. I don't know if you have like unpredictable nature about yourself, Amy, or if you feel like you're very consistent, but she can feel like maybe there's an unpredictable nature to you as well, where she doesn't always know what to expect. Like she doesn't know if like one day you're going to be in a great mood and then the next day you're going to be down in the dumps, the next day you're going to be like insecure. I feel like she's kind of saying like I don't really know like what to expect from Amy all the time, and I feel like I kind of just have to be cautious. She's coming from a perspective of feeling like she needs relief or a break or rest or something like that. But I feel like she's saying, I'm not trying to badmouth her. I'm not trying to make her feel bad about herself. I don't want her to think like I'm 100% blaming her. But at the same time, she wants you to know like how she's feeling. These are the themes that are coming through for her. That makes sense. Yeah, like I said, I don't think she's pointing her finger at you and saying you're 100% to blame. It started over something small. You stated in your group chat you were feeling a little depressed in your feelings, and before you're able to say you wanted comfort in the moment, they gave you solutions. So you wanted to vent and they wanted to provide solutions. Sometimes that's a good question, is like, do you want me to offer advice and provide solutions, or do you just want to be heard right now? Do you just want to vent? And sometimes we want to just vent. But at the same time, like, you can also appreciate them wanting to like solve the problems for you too. You know? Right. I get it. Maybe that's part of like why she feels like things can be a little bit unpredictable, because it's like she doesn't really know how to like help you, you know? And maybe by offering solutions, you felt a little bit shoved off, right? Like maybe you felt like they were just trying to like solve the problem and move on, when really you were looking for conversation. Yeah, I get it. If you examine yourself, like if you try to be very self aware and very reflective in this moment, when I ask you this question, do you think that you have a tendency to come to them more often when you're having an issue or a problem, or you're in your feelings, or you're looking for some kind of reassurance or encouragement? Do you feel like that's like the majority of like when you approach them about things, or do you feel like it's very balanced? Do you feel like they come to you with problems? Do you feel like you guys have like a good rapport and a lot of the times it's just about having fun? Or do you feel like, if you think back on it, like, yeah, I kind of did come to them with like every issue that I have ever had ever? I think, and you don't have to answer it to me either, it's just something to think about. Because if you can sit back and go, you know what, I did have a lot of fun with them and I enjoyed their friendship and I like spending time with them, but maybe I did come to them with like every single issue and just kind of dump things onto them all the time, then maybe you could kind of see from their perspective potentially why they want to take a step back. That's good. I mean, I'm glad that you guys were kind of going back and forth. And I'm not trying to assume anything. I'm just trying to like do food for thought, because I know that you cherish your friendship with them. And I'm trying to kind of help navigate through how to repair or rectify this with them. But you can post your second question if you're ready. Are you trying to fall asleep right now?
Mm-hmm.
We got things to do.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what? Don't even. Don't even. I can't even talk. All right, message cards from Eric. Yeah, I'm getting better. I have a cough. Like when I'm watching stuff, like if I laugh if something's really funny to me, I feel like I've been like a chain smoker my whole life. But and then like when I sleep, I still can't kind of breathe out of my nose. So my mouth and like my throat start to hurt a little bit, but I would say I'm like 95% better. There's definitely like a little bit of this left to kick, but I'm getting my energy back, and I think my voice is sounding better every single day. Yeah, exactly. Like I start have a coughing fit if I start laughing. And like last night, we were watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I was just like dying because it's so funny, but I couldn't stop coughing, and it's like so frustrating. All right, so let's pull some cards for you here. Yeah, if I could just get rid of this cough and like clear up this last bit of congestion, I'll be amazing. All right, so I don't know how many times you guys have spent together recently. What I mean recent, I just mean since you guys have reconnected. But he says, I remember every detail of that day. So there's some time that you guys have spent together. And he like probably replays this and thinks about this a lot. So whether that was like time spent, just being in each other's company, um, hooking up, etc. It's like he's saying like that sticks with me. That's something that I think about. He says, I do care for you and I have feelings for you. I still have feelings for you. He says it is a time for me to heal, which means that I think that's just his way of saying I don't think I'm like ready to fully take the plunge into this connection, but we kind of already knew that. But he feels like he has a lot of growing up to do. He says, um, you and I are young. Like maybe he's trying to say that there's a lot still to figure out within this connection for him, but he still really cares for you a lot. I feel like he misses you when he's like when you guys aren't spending as much time together, but at the same time, I think he is like trying to keep a good pace here. Like I think he just doesn't want to get too fast or too serious too fast. So it gives him time to miss you, kind of like the absence makes the heart grow fonder. He feels inspired by you. Um, and he says, I want you and we will be together again. So I think that he's serious about spending time with you in the upcoming near future. Bottom of the deck, we have I am so attracted to you, but I am recovering. And at the top of the deck, I can't stop thinking about you. So you're very much on his mind lately. Yes. I think this is a connection of companionship for him right now. I feel like this is a connection that he feels helps boost him, makes him feel good. I think he hopes it makes you feel good too. You're welcome. All right. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, Amy. Sorry to run, but we got a lot of things to do today. And it's like pitch black outside already. I'm so upset. All right. Have a good night. I'll see you next time, friend.